Hi everyone, this is Gabe, and today, welcome to the episode on how to create a marketing data strategy for e-commerce business or any agency or marketing related organization. So, what we're gonna dive in today, it's a methodology on structuring a data strategy in order to create hypothesis that you can validate in a scientific way inside marketing, in the marketing field. Now, let's dive in on why do we need a data strategy? Why data is so important to us? So, taking as a reference the 1600 scientific process made by Galileo Galilei. Usually, in any scientific field, we have these six stages in which we observe a phenomenon, then we ask questions about the phenomenon, we deduct and try to extrapolate some hypotheses, and then we experiment just to see if our hypotheses are right or wrong, and then we drive conclusion off of the results that we get from the experiments. So we try to understand if we are right or wrong, and if our hypotheses are right or wrong. And then we extract the results and learnings from these experiments and these hypotheses and the entire process. Now, why is data strategy and data so important in this process? Mainly, it helps us in two things. The first one is observation. So if you are in marketing and you have a lot of data sources, you have Google Analytics, Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, etc. It's really important to extrapolate and look at the data and have a way on extracting these hypotheses right from them. And then the second thing is we need to be really quick in order to grow faster. We need to be really quick on asking the right questions to our data. So today we're gonna dive in all the procedure, and this is gonna be a really short series of videos. This is the intro, and then we're gonna dive into a practice, and we're gonna see how to structure a data strategy for marketing, basically. So now, when you ask questions inside your business, focusing on that, we need to ask the right questions. And mostly in the 80%, 90% of the cases, the question is, why did it happen? Why did my cost per order increase? Why my profit decreased? And we can deduct it through data. Especially, there is a linear way on deducting this problem, and it's basically structuring and a set of formulas that describe a certain metrics or a certain KPI that we want to track. For example, CPA or cost per order is just equal to cost per click divided conversion rate. Cost per click also is a metric composed by CPM, cost per million impression, and CTR times 1000. Really easy. Conversion rate also is a formula, and it's a formula composed by unique page views divided by outbound clicks, initiate checkouts divided by unique page views, and purchase divided by initiate checkouts. So if you decompose and simplify everything into a formula, everything becomes better. Everything becomes linear, and you can detect bottlenecks. You can detect the unhealthiest metric or the unhealthiest KPI really, really quick. And as we know, also growth is a formula. And it's just how much revenue we get divided the time we need to get it. So time is really important for us. So if you structure everything into formulas, you are faster. Now, these formulas are fueled by data, and obviously, what you do every day as a marketer is opening your Google Analytics, and then you look at Google Analytics, you see what is happening, and then you try to see if it matches with Shopify. And then you try to see the Facebook ads dashboard, and then you try to find the same thing and how it's going with Google AdWords. But sometimes, most of the times, there are multiple conversions. For example, on Shopify, you will notice a lot that there are less conversions compared to the numbers of conversions that Google Ads has, plus the number of conversions that Facebook Ads has. So in this way, there is a high discrepancy behind and with all the tracking sources that we have and all the data sources that we have. And we try to match data, and you can have an answer. I mean, you can extract and export all the data from the reports from Facebook Ads, Google Analytics, Shopify, etc., and try to match it. And it's so confusing. I mean, you try to match it, it's really hard, and it's really time consuming. And your face, every data-driven marketer, every morning, if it did this process, would be something like this. It would be super difficult. It would be too difficult to deduct. And the effort to find the right answers would not benefit anyone because it would take so long. So now what's the answer? What's the solution from this? So the solution from this problem is basically understanding the situation, firstly. And what we have right now is something like this image. We have a lot of silos. We have a lot of silos that there are, and every silo is a data source that collects data. So there are some problems on each data silo. So each data silo do not communicate with each other. For example, Google Analytics does not communicate on how Facebook Ads tracks data. Shopify does not communicate with transactional data with Google Ads or Facebook Ads properly, or Google Analytics and Facebook. You cannot see the expenditure of Facebook Ads inside of Google Analytics, or Facebook Ads and Google Ads. There are a lot of multiple and duplicates on conversions between these two platforms. So this is a problem. And everyone collects data in its own way. For example, Facebook Ads has a conversion window of 10 days. Google Analytics uses last click attribution, and they work pretty well, but last multi-touch, the other attribution methods do not work pretty well on Google Analytics. Last click attribution work pretty well. Google Ads is a similar way of attributing like Facebook. And also Shopify has a last click attribution that works pretty well on transactional data if you use well UTMs. So everyone collects data in its own way. And data almost never matches. And this is a hard topic. If you want to see how your business is doing, you need to have everything that matches together well. You don't need, if you have discrepancy, it means that something is not good. Something is not tracked well. And you don't want to think your business is doing well, and or you don't want to do an analysis and you want to do an export from Google Analytics. Think that it's going well because you're profitable, but in reality you're not. This is an important topic. If you're not profitable and you don't realize that, this is a big problem. So going forward, to have a vision time-wise, you need to look at each silos individually. Because they do not communicate, you do not have a overview, aggregated overview of what's going on in your business and what data that you have. You need to look at each silos individually. And this takes so much time. It's incredibly painful and painful process and really long to understand everything. Also because when you have more than two silos, you need to think and match that in your head or through a Google Sheet. And usually human brain is not really built up to process all this data simultaneously. So what's the solution? The solution is in ETL pipelines. And ETL pipelines, that stands from extract, transform, and load, are text structure used by really big tech companies that allow them to extrapolate all the data from all the data sources, clean them, aggregating them and collecting them inside a centralized data warehouse. This allows us to do two things. First of all, as long as the data is collected and is stored in a data source, is not under our control. We cannot manipulate it. We need first to extract it, clean it, and then centralize in order to own the data that we collect in our business. So there is an ownership of the data in one way, and then there is a second benefit, which is if you want to learn something, you centralize everything and then you clean the data in order to not have duplicates on conversions, in order to have the exact metric. And you can unlock some features like seeing the contribution margin on your orders, unlocking profit metrics, or unlocking cohort analysis. You can unlock everything if you just centralize all your data into a data warehouse. You can manipulate it however you want, and you can unlock some insights that are really, really hard to extract on your business. Going forward, I mean, this is a way of collecting data in a normal big company, tech company. This is the way that you use, you create pipelines through for marketing. So you have Google Ads, Bing Ads, Facebook ads, TikTok, the CMS can be Shopify or whatever, CRM, etc. You collect it daily, maybe inside with your connectors with your API. You standardize all your data to match it. You clean it, and then you store it into a data warehouse. You can use BigQuery, AWS, or whatever online warehouse that you have. Also offline if you prefer. I really suggest BigQuery because it's the best value for money. At least at the beginning, it's really, really good. Then what you can do when you have stored all your raw data cleaned in your BigQuery, you can create queries inside your data warehouse, and you can extrapolate so many insights like contribution margin, as I said, profit, cohort analysis. You can find what products brings the most LTV purchase on the first time, on the first order. You can unlock a lot of things. And then you can display everything through a dashboard. It can be Data Studio, it can be Tableau, it can be Power, it can be Streamlit, it can be whatever platform dashboard you want. As long as you have the data source centralized under your control, under your own ownership. Then, let's focus on queries. Queries are questions asked usually in the language of SQL or SQL. And they are used to extrapolate answers from raw data. For example, what's my average contribution margin on that particular product? And today we're going to see how we can do that, everything. So how we can replicate this procedure with Excel. This is the first video and this is the intro, just to give you an understanding of what's happening and why you need, and usually a lot of data-driven marketers need a data strategy. And today what we're going to do is we're going to create, in the next episode, a simple data strategy, and we're going to use a Google Sheet to collect as a data warehouse, collect, transform, and load all our data. So you can understand why it's used and how you can automate everything through Excel. I mean, we're going to see what tools to use, how we should structure the file Excel, what formulas we should use, and how to display insights. We're going to see everything. And yeah, basically that. I'm going to give you all the information and all the tutorials step by step on the next episode. Hope this intro was useful to you. If you want to discover and find out something particular, let me know in the comments. And if you didn't, and if you want to follow marketing science stuff, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or whatever. Thank you.